And we are live with another episode of Comic Talk. It's that show brought to you by The Keeg, where we talk about this week's new comic book releases. New DC comics come out on Tuesdays. New Marvel and indie comics come out on Wednesdays. And we're here on a Thursday, January 18th, 2024, to talk about everything that came out this week. I'm your host, Dimithri Perera. And if you are watching us live and you can see who our guests are, that's awesome. You're watching us on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show, or maybe you're listening to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from and you can't see who the guests are. So let me introduce them. We got a first-time guest. I wish I had like a cowbell, like a thing. Is it Wolf of Wall Street where they make this like the sale or whatever, and then it's like ding 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 ding.
I think so.
We got a new guest. We got Ethan, aka Virgo Blade, on this show to talk about comics. Ethan, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. Excited to get into some comics. Read some pretty good ones this week, so it's pretty dope.
Have you felt that just in life there's not enough people to talk about comics with?
Yes, I feel like they don't understand my ferocious passion for comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I can literally read comic books every single day of my life and talk about comic books all the time. Most people have a limit. I do not, so that's where the issue comes in.
Yeah, I think that people just don't understand. Like, parents just don't understand. I went to New Zealand, and one of the things I wanted to do there was just like check out a comic shop that was there, you know? And so my uncle drove me, and like, I love my uncle, but he was like, so what kind of shop is this? And I'm like, oh, it's like a comic shop. And he's like comedy? And I'm like, no, it's like comic books. And he's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. What can I say? It's a comic shop.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you're on here. That's kind of what the show's about, is getting, especially us who read comics weekly. Like, that's a whole nother breed in and of itself. So
yes, very true.
Thanks for being on here. And we're going to go over your pull list in just a little bit. But we got to introduce our second guest. He's been on the show before. At the very least, once a month, if not more than once a month. We got Drew Maxey, a.k.a. Drew Deficit. But if you want to spell it, it's Drew X Deficit.
Yeah. I'm around.
You're around.
I'm here.
You're always here, which is good.
Even when I'll tell you this. Even when I'm not here, sometimes I'm there.
Did we mention you on an episode?
No, I don't think so. But sometimes I pop in on other episodes and I listen, but I don't say anything.
You gotta say something. You gotta tell us you're in the chat.
It's not my style.
Okay.
It's not how I operate.
It's like Dead Man.
Exactly.
It's like I'm gonna put it into like, because like Drew plays instruments. If we were like a band and you were like, you know, hey, I'm not in the show tonight, and then you like go and watch from the audience, what? In a disguise or in the shadows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great.
It is kind of weird, right?
It's not
kind of cool, actually.
It's not that.
It's mysterious. It's okay. I think that's the difference between me and you, Drew. I talk way too much to be mysterious. I've known that since high school. I'm not a mysterious guy. I talk way too much.
Every person I know knows everything about me because I don't stop talking. I can't leave anything to imagination.
Yeah. I want to tell people my life story and all the nuances.
I'm not a mysterious dude at all. I want to be. Oh, yeah. Boy, do I want to be. But no, it's not in the cards.
It's okay. I'm glad I got you here. Also, you talk, which is nice, and it works for the show. So thank you so much for that.
We're happy to be here. Happy to be of service.
This week, so something that I pointed out previously on the past couple weeks is this month, January, has 5 Tuesdays and 5 Wednesdays. So all the comic companies had to split their titles across 5 weeks instead of across 4, which kind of changes some of the weeks. Some of the weeks tend to be like smaller, or they just like produce another title and they like throw an experimental title in there, which, you know, sometimes happens. But I do want to know what you guys read this week.
Cool. Well, I read Superman issue 10.
Okay.
I read Jay Garrick the Flash issue 4. I read Daredevil issue number 5, Cable issue number 1, and Our World's Dust.
Our World's
issue
Dust?
number 2. Our World's Dust. Yes.
Okay.
It's a new title that I wanted to try out.
What's the publisher?
Image.
Okay.
Which is, known for some pretty cool books.
Yeah.
It's Our Bones Dust.
Our Bones Dust.
Our Bones Dust. Yes. Yeah. It's from Image. It's a really cool comic. Very experimental, very interesting.
Okay. I feel like Image is the third comic book company these days, right?
Yeah.
No other company is like the third party companies are close to the output that Image is doing, right?
I would agree with that. I'd say Image is like number 3.
Okay. Question, Drew, did Ethan's thing get all like right now? Or was that just me on my end?
I think that was just you.
Okay, it's me then. It's not Ethan. I'm just trying to pass the blame. Okay, so that's a good pull list. Drew, what do you got?
All right. I'm gonna switch things up for you, and I'm gonna give these to you in order of like the one I liked the least, in ascending order to the one I liked the most.
You've ranked your titles this week?
I ranked my titles. You didn't
have to.
I know I don't have to, but I didn't have anything better to do. That's why I do these. You think I
do this show?
Yeah. You think I got stuff to do? I got nothing to do.
That's fair. I can't blame you.
We're gonna start with Superman 10, which is the book I liked the least that I read. Not to say that I didn't like it. Yeah. Because I did like this issue quite a bit. Yeah. So everything that I'm gonna give you is something that I liked.
Okay.
If we're starting there, that's the I got World's Finest 23.
Okay.
I got Green Lantern War Journal 5.
Mm-hmm.
I went with something I've never done before, and I got the James Bond book that came out this week.
What's the publisher?
That's Dynamite.
Okay, that's interesting.
It is James Bond 007, issue number 001.
Is it really?
It is. It says that on there.
Okay, nice. All right.
Superman Lost number 10.
Okay.
Hellblazer Dead in America 1. Avengers Twilight number 1.
Okay.
Wonder Woman number 5. And the book I liked the most that I read, The Deviant number 3.
Who does The Deviant? That's also Image, right?
Image, yep.
Okay. And that was you ranking all the way up?
I ranked all the way up, yep.
All right. So my titles, and it's so hard to keep track because mine overlaps a lot with you guys. What did I read this week? I read Nightwing 110, Amazing Spider-Man 42, Batman Superman World's Finest 23, X-Men 30, Superman 10, Titans 7, Wonder Woman 5, Fantastic Four 16, Daredevil 5, Invincible Iron Man 14, because I got to keep up. That's an X-Men book now, and I'm okay with that. What did I say? Invincible Iron Man 14, Superman Lost 10, Guardians of the Galaxy 10, Avengers Twilight 1, Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong 4, Jay Garrick Flash 4, Hellblazer Dead in America 1. I think that's it. Oh, Alien 3. Forgot about that one. It's forgettable. Spoiler alert. I forgot about it for a reason. I think that's everything I read this week. Because there was some there that I wanted to read, but then I didn't get to, and that's okay. It is what it is. Out of what we read this week, I guess the big question is, what's your pick of the week? So Drew already picked his pick of the week.
Oh, that doesn't mean that that's my pick of the week.
Oh, what's your pick of the week then?
I think Deviant was like the book that I read that I liked the most. But if I had to make a pick of the week, it's going to be the Hellblazer book.
Okay. Did we all read the Hellblazer book? Wait, Ethan, did you read it?
I have not read it yet.
Okay. I'm gonna prep the image for that. Drew, tell us about Hellblazer.
Okay, so this issue, it's kind of, I don't know how many issues it's gonna be. I can't remember. But Hellblazer Dead in America. The reason why I was so excited about it is because years back, I think like 2017, maybe even earlier than that, DC under Black Label started doing a new line of Sandman books, right?
Yeah, with the Sandman universe.
Yeah, they called it Sandman Universe, and like all of the titles were kind of curated by Neil Gaiman, who wrote the original, the Sandman series in the 80s and 90s. And one of the standouts from that was this Hellblazer series that was kind of like returning John Constantine back to his roots, and really like it felt like an update of the Vertigo title, which had been missing for a while. They kept shoehorning him into the regular DC universe, right?
Right, because the New 52 title was more clean, not clean, but like the art was very crisp and superhero-y, and
and it was like firmly in the DC universe. It didn't work out, so then they rebooted it again as the Hellblazer, and then that didn't work. And so this was kind of like them returning it back to like, okay, let's do this again. Let's bring this back to where it was.
Let's do this one more time.
Yeah, exactly. Cy Spurrier was the writer, and it was the standout series from that imprint. Okay. Unfortunately, it didn't sell as well as they wanted, and it got canceled. So he did 12 issues, I think, and then it got canceled, and then it was kind of just like, well, we had more story we wanted to tell, but unfortunately we're not going to get the chance to do it. Fast forward to last year, they announced that they are going to let him continue his title
in this one.
And it was the continuation is titled Hellblazer Dead in America.
Okay. That's why it seemed like I was missing a lot. And because I read it and I was like, I don't get anything what's happening, but okay.
Yeah. I just thought it was this is definitely a playing the hits kind of issue, because like it's got Constantine doing his stuff, right? The normal stuff that he does. There's a whole story about how he has a son now.
What's going on? That was something in the previous.
That's from the Sandman universe stories.
I was very confused about that, but then it explained it, and then I was like, okay, cool. It is what it is.
And so he's been brought to America. It is written by Cy Spurrier, who is British. So
I was about to say, okay, yeah.
There is some little jabs at America. He calls it. He implies at least that America is the land where all magic goes to die. I enjoyed that.
Okay.
He at one point calls it the country where they I forgot how he phrases it, but it was the country where when they encounter something they don't understand, they decide to throw bullets at it.
Yeah.